Today is a perfect day for a host plant tour in my Florida butterfly garden. This is my wild lime, and this is the host plant to the giant swallowtail butterfly. Host plant means that it is the plant that the butterflies look for to lay their eggs on because they know it's exactly what the caterpillars need to eat to become butterflies. Caterpillars cannot just eat anything. The host plant is their required food source, and every butterfly has a different host plant, so it's important to know which ones you want to add to your garden. My wild lime is very tall, like a little tree, and it's very easy to grow. Does very well native to Florida. I have them in pots and I have them in the ground, and both locations they thrive. This is a Privet Senna, one of my favorite Florida native plants. This is a host to sulphur butterflies. The two common ones I get are the orange-barred sulphur and the cloudless sulphur. We have to pause a moment for my two assistants here. Pure adorableness. Ringo and Ray. This Privet Senna here is the largest one that I have in my garden, and it's just absolutely a beautiful plant. I love them. I love them. Easy to grow from seed. They don't tolerate a hard freeze well, but they will grow back. Right here in these little planters, I have my common rue. Common rue is a host plant also to the giant swallowtails, which we talked about with the wild lime, and eastern black swallowtails. Love this plant. It can cause some skin sensitivity, so you might want to wear gloves when using it, but caterpillars love it. I mostly get my giant swallowtails on the wild lime, though. I have not found any giant swallowtail eggs on my rue, but definitely eastern black swallowtails 100% for sure. Yes, yes, yes. And you guys, this right here is my sassafras tree, which is near and dear to my heart. I love this tree. Right now, it is in the process of going dormant, and it survived Hurricane Milton, so it's got a lot of strands of Spanish moss still stuck in it. It is the host plant to the Spicebush swallowtail. Absolutely adorable caterpillars. These are the caterpillars that look like Caterpie from Pokemon. Sassafras trees are beautiful, especially in Florida, because they do a color change. It gives us a little sense of fall, but I also know they're hard to find. Okay, couple things about sassafras tree. First of all, Joyful Butterfly does carry them, but they're on wait list now. So I would go to their website and join the wait list so you know when they get them back in stock. And when they do, order them. It might not be at this time of year that you can get them shipped to you till spring, but by placing your order to ship in spring, you'll be guaranteed to be getting one. So I highly recommend that. I have an affiliate link to Joyful Butterfly in the description of this video. 2, TN Nursery, which I ordered my tulip trees from, had, last time I looked, sassafras trees in stock. But I have yet to get my tulip trees, which I feel like it's been a month since I ordered them. So I cannot speak for the quality of this business as far as how their plants ship and how quickly they get to you, because I don't have mine yet. But if you really want one, you know, you could check out their website, nursery and see. Last time I was there, they did have some sassafras trees in stock, but tried and true joyful butterfly, spectacular all the time. Get one when you can because they're not easy to find. They do great in pots. I have them in pots. I have them in the ground. And y'all, if you can get those caterpillars and the gorgeous butterflies, go for it. Right here, looking kind of scrappy also because it's going dormant, except look at the bottom right there. It's got like this one little stem coming up thinking it's spring. I don't know. This is also a host plant to the Spicebush Swallowtail, adorable caterpillars. Both the Spicebush and the Sassafras tree like to be in an understory setting with filtered sunlight. And this is another plant you can get on the wait list for at Joyful Butterfly. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend adding it to your butterfly garden to attract in those swallowtails. This is a wild black cherry tree. It's a host plant to a whole lot of things, but this is the host plant I have in my garden for the Eastern Tiger Swallowtail. Those of you that watch my channel regularly know I have not gotten any caterpillars this year, but I have seen the butterflies. I have another one in the back of my garden that's flowering right now. Look at that. So highly recommend it because it's a host to a whole lot of things. It does fine in pots, in the ground. We have one planted in our side yard that's growing nice and tall. The ones that are in my garden, I keep trimmed so that they stay smaller. I have found Eastern Tiger Swallowtail caterpillars on them in years past, just not this year. Also available on Joyful Butterfly for a wait list. This beauty is a Bahama Senna. Grows a little bit different than the Privet Senna. Doesn't get as tall and tree-like. Is more like a lower, sprawly, shrubbier kind of growth pattern. It's also the host to the orange-barred sulphur and the cloudless sulphur. It makes a good planting combination with the Privet Senna, like putting them together. Great, great option. This is a red bay. I have it potted in my garden because it can be a very big tree and I don't have room for very big trees in my garden, but it's doing just fine in its pot. And it is the host plant to the Palamedes Swallowtail. I have yet to find caterpillars on this particular tree. I have had Palamedes Swallowtail butterflies visit my garden, but it is very uncommon. These like a very wet setting. You will find these in lower elevations near kind of more swampier settings. And they like a lot of water. So it's happy in its pot because I keep it well watered. This is a common pawpaw tree. Host plant to the zebra swallowtail. One of the butterflies that I've been trying to get to come and colonize my backyard butterfly garden. I have had the butterflies visit here and there on occasion. I have not found the caterpillars, but I am always hopeful, always hopeful. I have so many of these. I have them in pots. I have them in the ground. Common pawpaw, also available on Joyful Butterfly on a wait list. Some of these plants and trees and shrubs that I'm talking about are host to other living creatures as well. Some different butterflies, some different moths. But I'm just sharing with you the ones that I have seen, the ones that I know of, and the ones that I have raised. It's very easy to find out what host plants go with what butterflies. If you have the plant name, you can search for that plant name. Just type in the name of the plant and type larval host, and If it is a host plant, your search results will show you what it's a host plant for. If you are looking for a particular butterfly, then you type in the name of the butterfly, and then after that write host plant, and you'll get the search results of the types of plants that the butterfly uses for hosts. Many butterflies use a variety of different host plants and moths as well. So you'll have options and different things to choose from. The ones I'm showing you now are just the plants that I know work for me in my garden, in my location, which is Central Florida, Zone 10A. This is Woolly Dutchman's Pipevine. Host plant to my favorite, absolute favorite caterpillars to raise, and that would be the Polydamas Swallowtail. It is also the host plant to the Pipevine Swallowtail. It is vining. Mine is in a pot, but I also have some in the ground. It does well as cuttings in a floral tube if you want to raise some. My dogs are running around. Excuse us for this little break of Zoomy time. We'll get right back to filming when we're done being Zoomy. He's adorable. Okay. This plant's also available at Joyful Butterfly. I think they have it where you can order them and select ship for spring, and they'll send it out when it is springtime for your area and safe to plant. Love it. Oh, absolutely love those caterpillars, Polydamas Swallowtails, which I have some in the lepidarium. I'll go show at hang on, I got to get out of the way. I'll go show at the end of this video. Look, Ray, she knows to stand out of the way too. We just all, like, when he starts doing this, we all just step aside. Just step aside. This beautiful plant is butterfly pea. Now this one is not a Florida native, but it's beautiful, and it is the host plant to the long-tailed skippers. They are beautiful butterflies, and I love having them in my garden, and I love this plant. It grows wonderfully on a trellis. It makes a great backdrop. This is running between our garden chairs and then our back fence. And it's just beautiful. It loves this setting. It's getting filtered shade. And I have a lot of it. And I absolutely love the long-tailed skipper butterflies. Very easy to grow from seed also. This is Passiflora Incense. It is not a native, but it is a hybrid of a Florida native and a Texas native passion vine that is very much an aggressive grower. And from what I understand, the hybrid was created for people who like butterfly gardens to always have a nice supply of it in their garden for two kinds of butterflies. The zebra longwing, which is the Florida state butterfly, and the Gulf fritillary. You can also, there's a lot of other passifloras. There's maypop passion vine, there's corky stem passion vine. This is just the one I have, and once you have it, and you don't need anything else, because if you want it, make sure you want it, because when you have it, you can't get rid of it. But I love it, so I don't care. It gets these gorgeous flowers on it, and bees love the flowers. It's really fun to just sit and watch the bees dig in to the flowers, and it's just a beautiful plant. It needs something to grow on. Like right here, it's growing on the fence, but I just put in some trellis pieces also that it's going to be growing up in and around also. This is my milkweed garden. In this garden, I have aquatic milkweed and swamp milkweed. Both are host plants for the monarch butterfly, also queens and soldiers. I don't get soldiers here, but I do get queens, and I definitely get monarchs. These are both native to my state, Florida. If you are out of Florida, you also have access to the native common milkweed. But common milkweed is not native here in Florida, so we get swamp milkweed and aquatic milkweed. Aquatic milkweed lives year-round and does not have a period of dormancy. So it's a great choice for Florida, as we have monarch butterflies year-round in most of the state. Swamp milkweed may or may not go dormant depending on the temperature and weather conditions. Both of them like a very wet setting. I have my aquatic milkweed planted in containers that do not drain. Look, I'm getting seed pods. So fabulous. I have my swamp milkweed planted in a garden where I turned it into a wetland setting where it doesn't drain well and it holds water very well. I designed this in a different video. Just search for my wetland garden video. I have multiple videos about it, and you can see that this milkweed is currently being munched by little baby caterpillars. This is a wafer ash tree. It is also a host plant for the giant swallowtail. I have gotten caterpillars on here, although I will say wild lime's still number one. Like if you're just gonna pick one, go for the wild lime. That's where I get most of them. This one I have in the ground, but I also have another one in a pot right over there. And this is an understory tree. It likes some filtered sunlight, at least in my garden. This one's looking pretty ragged again because it survived Hurricane Milton. This is Coontie, host plant to the Atala butterfly. I finally got to raise some of those this year and release them. I'm trying to get them established in my garden. This particular butterfly was struggling to survive, and the wonderful people in South Florida got it going again, and now it has been slowly progressing northward in our state, and we're seeing more and more of them show up in Central Florida. That is a beautiful thing, and they are beautiful butterflies. I'm literally here walking through my garden looking around thinking, did I talk about everything? Did I talk about everything? Those of you who watch my channel regularly, you might be thinking of something I didn't talk about and be like, no, you need to talk about this. But that's why you subscribe to my channel, because you eventually get everything. So I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough and look around, see if there is something I forgot. And y'all, butterfly gardening brings a new level to your gardening experience. And I can tell you about it and tell you about it, which is one thing. But for you to put these plants in your garden and experience it, that's how you know. That's how you know. So just give it a try. Add a few host plants. Add some fabulous nectar plants and get those butterflies coming to your garden. They come to you. It doesn't get better than that, having them come to you. I love it. Okay, I just kind of looked through. I don't see anything. Oh, I just thought of one. I just thought of one. Let's go see it. It's right here. This is water hyssop. Again, it loves water. I actually have this in a little picture that I got at a yard sale. And you can see it is just perfectly happy just sitting there in the water. And it is a host plant to the White Peacock butterfly, an absolutely spectacular butterfly, and the caterpillars are adorable. So I also have this growing in my milkweed garden because it's also a wetland setting. I just transplanted it into here, so that's why you don't really see it flowering like that other one was. But eventually this will become like a ground cover for my milkweed garden, and that way this garden serves multiple butterflies and caterpillars. Okay, now we're gonna go in and see some adorable caterpillars. But before we do, a couple things. Tap the like button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, tap the subscribe button and consider joining the Milkweed crew, where you get lots of little perks, including the ability to ask me questions that I answer in videos that are made just for members. Okay, let's go see the cute little guys. Welcome to the lepidarium, which is in my garden room, which overlooks my butterfly garden. And right here, right now, I have some Polydamas swallowtail caterpillars, and I have some giant swallowtail caterpillars. These are the Polydamas swallowtail caterpillars, and they just hatched, 3 days ago? They are adorable. They all like to hang out together and munch on the leaves of the woolly Dutchman's pipevine that I have for them. Those of you who have been following me regularly know I have another set of eggs, and I just peeked at them, and they too have hatched. There's the new set of babies. So I will get them set up in a plant just like I did the other ones in my last video. So adorable. I love these guys. And then these are a couple of my giant swallowtail caterpillars. They are designed to look like either a glob of bird poop or a snake. Either way should keep them from getting eaten by predators. So I love them. They're real calm. They're real chill. They just kind of hang out, snack a little, hang out. And of course, they become beautiful butterflies. All of the photographs that you have seen in this video were taken by me in this very garden, and I hope you enjoyed them. Any information you need, affiliate link to Joyful Butterfly, Amazon storefront, how to become a member of the Milkweed crew is all down in the description box under all of my videos, and I will see you in the next one.